Alright everyone, welcome back for another video on Legend of Mushroom. Today, it is time to try again the Beastmaster class because I finally had a bit of luck. Just a little bit of luck. Let me explain to you two things. First of all, for the Ancients, I finally had some luck on the rune. If I show you that rune over there... It's level 19 now, and it's almost maxed out in pal crit damage. So basically, if I use that rune, I will have an extra 123%. I will lose a bit of crit resistance, but this is okay. I'm gonna try with that. This is way better than what I had before. And so now I have this rune here, 162%, and this one at 123%. Okay, I'm just lacking a bit on this one, and it's gonna be better. On this one, I have only 22%, but yeah, maybe if I go there, yeah, I got 74% there, 100% here. On this one, I got none, so it could be better than that. And on this one, I got a none neither. But I'm going to replace this one with the one that is level 19. And now, this is the amount of pal crit damage given by the set. 462%, which is way better than what I had in the past, okay? So normally I should be able to deal a bit more damage, and I got a better avian. I think that this avian is going to be better. I was using this one in the past on my previous video a while ago. No speeding. I don't have that on the new avian. This is unfortunate. I will kill to have the no speeding on the other avian. And hence go barrel dodge, a shroom combo. This one was not optimal, right? Let me show you the one I just got this morning. Normally, this is the one at the last position on the list. No, this is probably this one then. Rise and Fall, Altruism, Enhance Go, and Barrel Dodge. Barrel Dodge, I don't care to beat tanky players, so we will see what it does. Enhance Go, it's increasing my pal damage. Let me know, by the way, because I'm not sure about that, but the pal damage is not very efficient on the pal class, if I understood that correctly. The pal crit damage is more efficient, so maybe it is better instead to have some other purples like Altruism to increase the pal crit damage first instead of Enhance Go. If you have the information, let me know in the comments. I'm still discovering the build, alright? And I had a Rise and Fall. One more time, I don't know anything about that, but I think that it is okay. Pal basic attacks have a 75% chance to boost its damage multiplier by 0.2%, but a 25% chance to reduce its damage multiplier by 0.1%. So most of the time, normally you should have more damage with the pal basic attacks, right? So, I don't know if it is a good one. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. But I'm gonna go for that pal here, and I will try that, alright? So, first of all, I need to reset this avian, which is my main on my Warbringer class. I am switching to the pal class, the Beastmaster, and then we will try that in PvP, alright? Let's do that. Alright, there we go. I switched to everything, and I still have a few things to do right before getting into combat. First of all, the divining path, because I unlocked that path here, and for now I have nothing for the path class, so let's just roll a few things here to see what can I get. I got some block, at least I'm gonna take that here. Let's check there. I have 2 nodes to take. Just gonna do that very fast. I got some pierce, I don't care about that. Ignore block, global defense, no. Give me some pal inspire, maybe something like that. That would be nice. Pal combo, at least I got something. Block, counter strike, ignore combo, ignore block. No thank you, pal combo. Global HP, ignore region. Pierce, pal resistance. Come on, give me something cool for the pal class. No, nothing interesting. Ignore counter, 9.9%. Maybe it's gonna be better to take that instead. At least it's gonna be a bit better. You know, I won't have more damage, but against a Warbringer class or Martial Sage, the ignore counter should help. So let's go on that node here. Got some pierce, a pal crits. Alright, let's take that. Try to reroll that again. A pal ignore evasion. I'm not sure to take that though, because the class... he's giving to me, he's ignoring all evasion for 10 seconds when using the skill. Ignore block might be better than that. Pal inspire, but that was a gray. Pal resistance. Ignore pierce. Ignore block. A bit better. Counter strike. Ignore evasion. Pal crit. 2.13%. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking that. And now I need to continue that to unlock the second node. This is what I'm gonna do, because you need only 200 rows to get the second node. Then you need 1,000, so I'm just unlocking this one here, then this one, then this one. I'm gonna do that. I think it is gonna be better. All right, so first of all, right before getting into the combat, let me show you the build I am running with the Beastmaster. So if you have anything to optimize that build, let me know in the comments. But I feel like it is already very nice, because I took that build from other strong players who mastered that class. All right, so normally if you try to replicate that on your side, if you have everything you need, it should be very efficient. All right, so let's start with the gear. You need to have a pal combo and pal crit on every single piece of gear. This is exactly what I have everywhere. All right, that's the major part of the build. Pal crit, pal combo, and I'm not even close to the 100%. If you want to check that, you need to go in combat here. You need to compare the stats with another player like that. And you have the pal attributes here on the right. So you can check the crit rate of my pals and the crit damage of my pals over there. I don't know why I have 36% for now. Yeah, this is normal because I forgot to switch my build. I need to use the pal build now. And if I do that normally, if I compare again, should be able to see the difference. So compare. Pal attributes, yeah, now it is better. Look at that. I have 87% crit rate and 81% combo, which is pretty high, isn't it? Normally, it should do the job, all right? So, what about the rest? These are the skills you want to use to increase your pal damage, to increase your attack, your resistances and stuff like that, the damage of your pals. These two skills are very important, and the Blitz Assault, of course. For the pals, you want to use the yellow ones that are level 200, because basically if I click on them, of course I can't from here, but if I click on them, you see the damage multiplier here on this one, 17, alright? That is very important, so memorize that. I'm gonna go on another deer with a better rarity. The red deer, for example, which is level 23, look at that. The damage multiplier is way lower. So this is really important to take that into consideration. And this is the main reason why I'm using the yellow ones. So then, why the deer, why the hydro sprites, and why the snails? Basically, the hydro sprites, you still have some active skill-based energy regen. Alright, the deer to mitigate some damage taken with the damage resistance there. And the snail, because with the relics here, basically, you have this one, increase the snail and hydro sprite's pals damage by 28%, so it is helping. Here you have the damage of the cat and the deer that is increased 28%, so it is helping a lot, alright? And that necklace, by the way, is very important for the winged dreams, which is a skill that I showed you right before, alright? And finally, you want to use this new pal here, because it adds some pal inspire, so you are going to ignore 15% of the pal damage resistance of the target with that. Very important. And finally, this one to reduce the all enemies pal damage resistance by 8%. This is very important too. So this is the relics I'm using. At the prayer study, you want to have global attack absolutely everywhere. I'm working on that to try to have better coefficients, by the way, so it can be only better. With the talents, I'm gonna go on the talents really quick. I think I have a lot of points to attributes everywhere, so I try to balance my things here. 4,900. I'm just gonna put a few points into the attack node everywhere, because this is what does matter the most, I suppose. So let's do that, and I'm gonna show you the talents right after that. 25 here as well, 25 there. Then on the archery, I want to do the same there, and I don't have any points left. Alright, so the most important nodes are in the tame beast tree. Alright, you want to go on the right and take that node, so you will have 25% more pal combo rate. You want to take that to increase your pal damage. You want to take this one for your pal base attack speed. This one to wound enemies against tanks. It's working well. This one so you can heal with all your pal basic attacks. This is very important. You have some pal ignore evasion here on the right node, very important too, and on the left you want to take this one. So every 2 seconds your pal damage are increased by an extra 3% up to 30%. a very important node. You have some regeneration if you have some extra points to allocate. You have some extra stats, extra healing in battle. Pile damage there, you want to take that pile crit damage, very important as well, and the pile ignore evasion on the left, and then you want to go at the top to increase your resistances everywhere to beat other players in PvP. That is very important. Then on the sorcery, as for every other build, you want to take that node on the left to increase your attack after casting some skills up to 30%. Then the wand, very important as well for the tanks, to beat tanks. And then you want to go on the right for the skill regen, for the crit resistance, and take that node as well. So when you fall down below 20% HP for the first time, you have some energy regen speed increase by 100% for 5 seconds. This is very important. I'm going to use the Cinder Wealth because normally that's a great amount to use with that class. I'm going to show that to you in a moment. And then at the top, you want to take the resistances. On the archery tree, you want to take the resistances at the top only. And on the fury, you want to do the same. All right? For the souls, this is what you want to try to get, all right? So put a lot of points into the crit resistance one, so you're getting a lot of pile crit rate and pile crit damage as well. This is very important, and you can have that affix here to increase your pile crit damage. 24%, this is the medium one. I will try to have the legendary later, but this is very, very efficient so far. On this one, you can have the pile crit damage as well, but you don't care about upgrading that soul. Keep it level 1 or close. It's gonna do nothing more. So on this one, on the counter node, you can have some pile crit damage there, but I don't have any for now, so I'm gonna use this one. You want to upgrade this soul because it's giving to you some pile damage, so that is another very nice one. On the crit damage soul, you don't need to upgrade this one, but you can have a pile crit damage as a fix, but I don't have any, so I'm using the global counter there. And you want to upgrade the global attack because this is gonna increase by a lot the damage of your piles, so this one is level 86 for me. Then you want to take some defense and some HP there, and this is the what you need to try to have. All right, I'm gonna do another video, by the way, because I have a lot of souls and maybe I can have something useful. 1,300 souls. I will make another video for that to try to have some more pile crit damage. That would help a lot. I hope that I will have some luck on that. Alright, so for the scrolls now, this is what you want to try to have, and don't forget to switch the seal here to have the pile crit damage one and the pile damage at the bottom here. You want to max out your attack first, and then you want to have a bit more points into the pile damage there. Apparently it is a bit better than the pile crit damage there. Don't ask me why. I'm discovering the build, I'm not sure about it though. And you want to have some HP, crit resistance, and defense, so this is the repartition you need to have, alright? Alright then, for the divining path, I upgraded that a bit earlier in the video, but you want to try to have some more pile crit rate, pile combo first. You want to have some pile inspire, that is very important, and if you can have some block or stuff like that, it can help as well, alright? And ignore pile resistance can help as well, so this is very cool to have that, but then it depends on the target. If the target doesn't have any pile resistance, it doesn't matter to have that, alright? So this is what you want to try to have with that build. And then I think I covered everything. No, you have the Guardian. On the Guardian, I use the same as for my Warbringer because I don't have any other one. This one might be interesting for all DPS classes because it has a lot of tenacity penetration, so it can kill very fast the Guardian of the opponent. With this one, 4 stars, I can basically beat the red ones, the Tide Spirits of other players. I kill them before they kill my Guardian, so this one is very interesting for that. Basically, these are all the remodels I have on this one. So tenacity penetration first, global tenacity penetration as well. You can have some tenacity as well for the Guardian. It helps a lot, and then some stats for your character. So this is what I have at the moment. All right. Think I covered absolutely everything. You know about the Avian. I forgot to talk about the cards. I'm using this one, the Lamp Thief, as main, so I have more attack and defense, and I can use these two as well. So this one is increasing my pile crit rates until the battle ends, directly at the start of the battle, and this one is increasing my pile attack speed for 12 seconds. Another good one to use. Alright, last thing, I was trying that before with that build, but it is not very efficient. I'm gonna try to use the Cinder Wolf. This one, I'm not very sure to use that, to be honest. This one might be interesting for the pile, attack speed and stuff like that, so I'm gonna use that first. I haven't tried since I have this one, to be honest. And the shield here, or it is a mirror or a shield. Let me check. Where is it? Right here. That's a mirror. Reduces all enemies' energy regen speed, HP regen, attack speed, and pile attack speed, blah 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 blah. And allied piles have a 50% chance to become demonized. Gains 30% pile attack speed and deals some extra damage equal to the current HP of the target, 1% every 10 basic attacks. So that is another very, very nice one. So normally, the build here should be able to do something. Let me check. Yeah, I have the right enchants here. Let's get in PvP and let's try that. Gotta try against mats. You know what it does when I'm using the Warbringer build, but my Warbringer build is optimal. The pack class isn't optimal at all, so let's just see if I can deal at least a bit of damage on mats. There we go. But now I'm taking a lot of damage and I can't inflict anything, but the Cinewolf is gonna proc and normally should be better. Alright, I am still alive for now. He's full life again. And now I can deal some damage normally with the Cinewolf. It is not working at all. It is just not working at all. Alright, the burst is coming. Look at the burst. Very nice, very interesting. But I'm gonna die. I just died. But I have so many pile crit damage to have with that build. It can be so much better than that. I can't wait to have my build optimal. It might be very, 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 very nice. Yeah, because the result here was very nice already, so I can't imagine if I had better than that. Maybe I can try something else instead. This one is increasing the pile attack speed. I'm gonna use the chrono. I have some time, so let's just do some more battles. I'm gonna try only against mass because I don't have no speeding on the avian, so it doesn't matter to try versus other players. It is just not gonna work at all. So I have less damage resistance than before with that artifact here. The Cinewolf just procced. Alright, I'm gonna die without dealing any damage at all. Alright, my burst is coming right here, but it is too late and I just died. So the chrono artifact is not a good idea for that build. Maybe there is another artifact to use. Let's go back on this one. You know what? Let's go back on this one. I'm gonna replace the mount and just try something else. The new mount, by the way, I would love to try that. I'm gonna try to summon the new mount tomorrow. But let's go with that mount here. And I need to change that if I want that mount to be efficient. Get back in PvP and let's retry with that. So normally 10% damage resistance retrieved on the target with that mount and the red spore. Let's see if it does anything. Feel like for now I have almost the same damage, just a little bit better. Yeah, but I don't have the Cinewolf and I die like a shit. That was very, very intense. So yeah, if you can have the Cinewolf, that is still the best mount to have. For many classes, in fact, this is an amazing mount. Then for the rest, I think the things I am using are pretty optimal. One more try. This is gonna be the last one of the video. And I will need to work again on that build. But now you know exactly what I am using and it is working pretty well, to be honest, for the little stats I have. Look at that, the Guardian is dead on the opposite side before mine. Alright, Cinewolf. Now it's time to release some damage. Before dying, I have the Blitz Assault again right before dying, and now I have the Burst. Yeah, not a crazy burst though, it is worse than before. So then it can depend on luck during the battle. I don't know, so this is where I am at the moment, but I already have more damage than before in my previous video. Let me know what you think about that in the comment below, guys. Have a really nice day and see you very soon for another video. As I told you, I'm gonna try to push for that mount over there because it might be very interesting for the power class. At the start of the battle, the character gains a 12% damage resistance. It decays over time every 12 seconds, so you still have time to see that damage resistance decrease, so very nice. Every 1% of the characters ignore evasion grants a PAL ignore evasion. That is interesting. For every 5 basic attacks or combo hits from a PAL, restore the character's HP by 1% of max HP and increase the PAL's attack speed by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. It could be a very interesting mount to use for that class, and I'm gonna try to get it, alright? I don't have a lot for now, but I have some gems. Tomorrow I will have a bit more gems, so I will try to get that mount. Alright, have a nice day, guys. See you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.